Um, my name is Emily Henkls, and I work at String Theory Yarn Company. And I'm chatting tonight with Reshma Alfus from Hello Lavender and Osterholz from Explorer Knit. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. And Ali and Reshma, I was hoping you would just introduce yourselves briefly and tell us a little bit about your respective businesses.
Who wants to go first?
First.
All right. I'm Reshma. Hello, Lavender. I don't know. I'm a polymer clay artist, and I've been making stitch markers and earrings for the fiber community. I don't know, for like 3 years now, but I've had Hello Lavender for 7 years. And it's shifted all over the place. But yeah, but stitch markers are my main thing right now.
Yeah, love it. I am Allie. I am the owner of Explorer Knits and Fibers, which is a hand-dyed yarn company. I feel like Reshma, we have been in this together for so long. We used to both sell knitwear like a while back, but I started off selling knitwear and I started dyeing yarn back in 2018, and I've been doing this full time for the last few years. So yeah, I create hand-dyed yarn inspired by, initially it was national parks and then nature, anywhere I like to travel, all sorts of things. So yeah.
Can I ask you how the two of you met each other, and how did you come to start actually doing collaboration together between yarn and stitch markers?
You want me to...
Sure, go for it.
I feel like I have to say I actually knew Reshma's brother in college, and
oh really?
Before knowing that, we were following each other on Instagram and when we were selling knitwear, and I don't know how we realized it one day.
Well, my brother texted me. He's like, "Wait, how do you know Allie?" I'm like, "Well, we knit together, and like we've been friends via IG because like we connected through like you used to like sell patterns for a little bit, and I had bought some of your hat patterns, and yeah, he's like, "Oh my God, I went to high school or college with her," and I'm like, "That's so nuts."
So that's how we like became friends.
Small
I feel
world.
like before that, like really small world, but I don't know. I feel like we started talking about Italy, and you were just really you had gone and also honeymooned there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I started working on the collect. We decided together before it even started, right, that we're going to do it together, I think.
Yeah, like we like connected through IG first, and like I remember I bought your very first hand-dyed yarn. Like I bought like 2 or 3 skeins of it. Like and then like shortly after that, like yeah, you moved to Colorado, and then yeah, we would talk all about it, and then yeah, I think we connected for the first time over Italy.
Yeah.
Like really, really like connected and
like
started talking about it. Yeah.
It was so great. Yeah.
So you both went on your like honeymoons, both of you, to Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like years and years apart.
Yeah. Yeah, we had gone in 2019. I don't know when did you guys go?
2011.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. It was good though, because it both brought back a lot of memories for us, and it was so much fun creating the collection. You're like, did you go to this city or this neighborhood or this thing? And yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And that ended up being your first collaboration then, the Italy. So
yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think we get to maybe receive some of that as part of the trunk show. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think you had the collection in mind, and I think Allie reached out to me and was like, well, I think I'm going to be doing an Italy collection. Would you like to collaborate on it? And yeah, that was the very first time, and it was an amazing experience, and we haven't stopped working since. So clearly we love working with each other, and it works, and everyone loves it.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No. I think it's everything I've seen that the two of you have done together, well, separately and together, is absolutely beautiful. And so I'm just wondering, how does the yarn come first and the stitch marker second, or do you both have like an image in mind when you're thinking of a collection together? I'm curious about the timeline and how that works out.
I'd love to talk about this because Reshma never gets enough credit for this one. I have to say that with Italy and every collection we've done together since then, she is my emotional support and like photograph or creative, all inspirations, like support through the entire thing. So typically I feel like there's a photo or there's a mood board or there's some sort of palette we're going for when we're starting. And typically I would say I create the colorway and then the stitch marker happens, and she's so flexible to what I end up putting on the yarn and matches it with her stitch markers, which is no small feat for sure. So she deserves recognition for that. But just the reason I love working with Reshma so much is just the actual collaboration between the two of us, the taking pictures of trays of wet yarn. Like, do you like this? What should we do here? I think this needs this, or is it missing something? And just like, that's why I love working with her so much. I've not had that experience with anyone else where we're like 9 o'clock at night. Okay, it's drying. It's looking weird. Or should I change this? Like, do you like this color better? Yeah, so that collaboration, it's really special and been really fun.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about working with you, Allie, is like, we're really in it, like from like beginning to end, like side by side, which like, I only with you really, like it's like that kind of experience where like she's sharing, like her little color test dyes on like little napkin pieces, and like we're going, like we're going back and forth, and I'm sending her pictures of like the clay and the colors that I'm like mixing together, and like we're kind of like, oh well, that can use a little bit more green, or that can use a little bit more blue, and like we're going back and forth and really making sure that like the colors are exactly how we envisioned them to be, like on both ends, yarn and stitch marker. And it's just incredible because like we put so much effort into it, and we never actually have each other's yarn or stitch markers in hand when we're designing and collaborating. It's only until like the end that, like I will get her yarn after it's all fully dyed, like when she's dyeing the pre-orders, and then I will send her the stitch markers, and we see them side by side, and we're like, holy moly, like this is spot on.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all done remotely. And I don't know a lot of people know that either. It's like we're just going off of photos and videos that we send each other throughout the whole process.
That's pretty incredible that you're able to do that without being in the same room, because I know that a color can look a certain way on a screen, but I suppose you really nailed down how to make it like look accurate. And certainly, like I would have thought that you were, working in the same office, right, in the same workshop together. And as you guys were talking about Italy, I'm reminded that both of you, really all three of us, but both of you guys took really big international trips this year. And so this is one of my like surprise, not yarn related questions, but can you talk to me about just a highlight of some of your recent travels?
Well, you've been on like 2 recent trips.
Yeah.
We went to Barcelona and did a couple of day trips within like that were like an hour away from each other from Barcelona. But it was incredible. It's just beautiful, beautiful country. We were only there for a week, and it was not enough time, but so many inspirations, and just like oh my gosh, it's just very vibrant and so beautiful. I don't know, like I can't even just like pick one thing. It's like the food, the music, and the like the clothing, and just like the country, the landscape. It's just all of it. And it's just like every little place that you go, it's it's a little bit different as well. So it's just hard to just encapsulate the beauty of Spain into like one little thing. It was amazing. I want to go back.
I know. I also went to Spain. It was like last year sometime, and
September.
Yeah, I like maybe September.
Well, we had just gotten back from Italy last year.
Yeah,
and we were going to Spain. I'm like, wait, I want to go with.
Yeah, it was genuinely incredible. Everything Reshma said about it, so vibrant. Everything was just so full of life, and from city to city, like she said, you can't just use one thing to encapsulate Spain. Everywhere you go is so different. The culture is just incredible. The food, everything was just perfect. And we're planning our next time we're gonna go. So yeah, that was great. It was just really great. And it's the perfect, I think the reason, at least correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason we've collaborated at Italy, I felt so great about and so inspired creatively was just there's so many memories held there, and it's not like you're looking at a photo and mimicking it and creating something from it. It's like, this is a memory, this is a place I went, like this is something I care so much about, and I want other people to care and see it and like be excited about it too. So that's just a really cool way to tie in all those memories into what we do for a living, which is great.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Is there something that you guys always do when you're going on vacation anywhere? Like, I know that there are a lot of knitters and crocheters who will always go to a yarn shop when they're traveling. Some people will always like try to go to a local coffee shop. Is there anything that you always like to do when you're on a trip in any country or part of the US?
I did go to a yarn store in Barcelona. I did not make it to one, and like we went to Italy last year as well, but I think food is like my biggest one. So, and food and coffee for sure. So we're always researching all the restaurants and all the cafes and all the pastries and desserts and stuff like that. So like the way we like to immerse ourselves in any place that we go is just by experiencing the food and the local cuisine. So I think for me, like that's definitely a big one. I know yarn is always fun, but like, yeah, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Even though it was really amazing going to a local yarn store in Barcelona, and I bought way too much yarn and I had to like squeeze it into my luggage to bring back. But yeah, definitely food for me.
Mm-hmm. And Allie?
Probably not a shock that it's the same thing. I feel like we're so similar. When we travel, we're like, what coffee shops, what restaurants, like how can we fit as many of these all in one trip?
Mm-hmm.
And there's definitely, depending where we're going to Scotland later this year, and we, want to do hikes, and that's the same thing. Like, what do local people like to do? What do they go here or there? Like, we just try to just do what we would do if we were living there, if this is, this is where we're from. And so a lot of like getting into nature, but honestly, we've been in a lot of places where we're just in city to city, and food and coffee and sometimes cocktails and wine are a big part of our planning and everything, and it's just a lot of fun.
Wonderful. Thanks. And I could talk about traveling and your guys' travels for the rest of the time, but I know most people probably want to hear more about the yarn and the stitch markers. So we've talked about the Italy collection. Can you tell us a little bit about the other two collaborations that we can see, that we'll be seeing at our trunk show? I think there are two more, right? One is Ice Cream Social, and the other
Into
is
the Wild.
Into the Wild. So can you talk a little bit about those? And if you happen to have anything that you can show us, that would be great. If not, that's fine. We can hold people in suspense.
I'll have to hold people in suspense. I don't have anything near me right now, unfortunately.
I have a few stitch markers that I can show, but yeah, I think Into the Wild was the second one we did. Didn't know if National Parks was in between that one.
Yeah. How did I forget that? Yeah.
I know. But yeah, Into the Wild for me, it broke me. I think I called Allie so many times. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this.
It was because everything she did was so good. Everything was so intricate and so just the level of it, like the attention to detail. We know Reshma from her work, she already is just incredible at that, but this one was like nothing I've ever seen her do before.
But I don't know if you felt this, Allie, but like the feedback that we received for our Italy collection was just huge. We had so much fun working on it, and we knew we did like put in everything we had with that collection. And like you just never know how something's going to do, but like the feedback that we had gotten was just so far beyond what we could have ever imagined, that like I know I put so much pressure on myself, and I still do with every collaboration that I do with Allie. It's just like, well, now it, you know, like I have to do something like over, like way better than that last one, and it just kept progressing, I think. But you know, by the time we get to like each collection, it's like, okay, well, now what am I going to do? Like people are expecting something, right? And I think Into the Wild was like that one, and where it's like, oh no, like what am I going to do? Like I have to do something better than Italy.
Yeah, I don't think either of us could have ever anticipated what happened with Italy. Like the response was,
Yeah.
I took the business full time just a year before. And so it was just me in my basement, you know, and we just had no clue what we were doing. I remember, did we talk to each other on the phone? I feel like we did, or we were video, like FaceTiming.
We FaceTimed each other like during the launch, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Like, what's
what is
happening?
happening?
Yeah. And so, yeah, Reshma, I completely agree with everything Reshma said. We both put so much pressure on ourselves. We're like, we need to do it better. Like we need to be people to be more excited about something else, because or can we do that? Or do we have the ability? And so I've recreated, there were so many prototypes of every colorway for this collection, because we're like, no, it has to be perfect, just over and over and over again, back and forth with each other. And we definitely pushed it. We definitely
we did.
And it's like the benefit and just the total curse of working with each other, because we'll both do it. Like we'll both keep going because we want it to be incredible. Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but we know, I think we've learned a lot, you know? Yeah.
And I think we both know like what we're capable, like I know what you're capable of, and you know what I'm capable of. So like we're like in a good way, I think. Like you're always like pushing me to be like, do you know, like no, I think this could be a little bit better, or like this could, like, you know, let's try a different design. Like we're very honest with each other, and I think that's another reason why I love working with Allie. Like, you know, like there's no like like there's no, I don't like, well, we're not like saying things just to like be nice to each other, you know. It's like if we feel like something's really not working, like we know that we can be honest with each other, and it just makes it that much more better, like to work with each other, because I know that she's not going to hide anything from me or lie to me and then just kind of move on or brush it off.
Yeah. We hold each other to, I think, both the highest standard.
Yeah.
It makes it very safe and comfortable to work with someone that does that. No one's just giving you fluff or telling you it's great. You know, you feel like everything you're showing your audience, the rest of the public, like, you know, it's the best you can do because we were working together. We saw it before and we okayed it before. So that's just really special.
Well, that really like kind of leads into the next sort of part. And I definitely want to see some stitch markers, but since we're already talking about it, I had sent you a question about the best thing about having fiber friends. And especially, I feel like it's become a lot more common, at least since I learned how to knit like 11 years ago. And so I was always had Instagram, and that's where I made my first. I didn't know anybody who knitted or crocheted at that time. I met my first fiber friends online. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think is like the best thing about having fiber friends, or like what makes fiber friends unique.
I feel like it's just oh, sorry, Reshma, you started.
Oh, no, go for it.
I'm so sorry. I'm
no,
sorry. I feel like it's just this, we create, for better or worse, this small bubble you live in. And I feel like sometimes certain hobbies, specifically one where it is just you working on a certain thing, can be isolating. And to find out there's this whole corner of the world that you can talk to about this thing and be excited about this thing is just really special. And there's people in my life that I love that have hobbies where they're like, I don't talk to anyone about this thing I do. And just to have the ability to share that with someone who understands, I think is so special. But then there's this like moment where it becomes more than fiber, and you're meeting up and you're hanging out and you're, you know, talking about real life things together. And I just think it's just a really special sort of bond that you can form with people. And it's unique, and it's difficult because you're on social media half the time, you know, and I haven't seen Reshma since, I don't even know, 2018 that I saw you last.
Yeah. I think
Um,
2018.
yeah. And it's just like, I feel comfortable calling her on the phone and like talking about things, working through stuff. Like we're not, it's just a special thing. And it's really nice to have.
Yeah, it's nice like when you get to the like part where like I'll message Allie or I'll call and it's like, hey, can I pick your brain for a little bit? Like, could I get some advice? Just your input. Like, this is going on. What do you think? Like, I want to make sure that I'm not going insane.
Both been there. We've both been there.
We've both been there. And I think for us, especially, like it started as fiber friends and then business, like, and then friends. And like now we both run our business full time. And I think like we've just connected so much on all of those levels and life in general. And I think we can like go back and forth and like pick each other and use each other as support through business ups and downs and life ups and downs and fiber related ups and downs, whatnot. But yeah, like I've been crocheting since I was 10 years old. My mom taught me. And like, besides, like, that was a very long time ago, but I never really had like fiber friends in real life until social media, honestly. And like, I never knew that that many young people, you know, or like just people in general would knit or crochet or be like this into yarn and all of that stuff. I just saw, you know, like my mom doing it growing up. And it's the whole, I think social media, like there are ups and downs of social media, of course, but I think in general, like it's brought so many people together, and you know, you don't feel as isolated anymore, and you feel comfortable with your hobby, and you don't feel, you know, shy or ashamed. Like so many of us take our yarn, you know, out into the world now at coffee shops and restaurants or wherever, and I don't think a lot of us did that a lot before, like years ago. And so I think it's just really amazing because now you can go out somewhere and you see someone. Like when we were going to New York last year, we were at the airport in Chicago, and I could tell that the lady sitting next to me at the restaurant we were at was wearing, I knew exactly, she knit her sweater and I knew exactly what pattern it was. And so I'm like, I really love your sweater. I knit too. And you know, you just kind of like connect and talk to random people that you might have never talked to before either. So it's just a great way to meet a lot of new people as well.
Definitely. When I was in Zurich, Switzerland, like a week ago, I went into a yarn shop, and the like display sample sweater they had was designed from a Chicago-based designer, and it was like here, just a random, just you know, other side of the world, and I see how our community is definitely like it's niche, but it's like really, you know, tightly woven together. Yes, I said it. I did it. I went there.
I love it.
I went there. And I really think that your friendship, your relationship, really, I think that is like kind of like the secret ingredient, right? In your collaborations, and I think that's like something like when you know grandmas make recipes and they say the secret ingredient is love, like I see like that this friendship is like the secret ingredient in your collaboration. So I would love to see like just in it, you know, what we can maybe expect. I think it's already next weekend, only in like just a week, but I'd love to see examples of some of Reshma's work.
No, for sure.
And if you could tell us a little bit about like each, you know, marker you're going to show us.
I'll only show like maybe one or two. I don't want to give away the goods.
Yes, exactly.
But I'll show one from Italy because that was our very first collection, and I think this was the one that lots of people connected to. So this, let's see. This is the Duomo. Yeah, I don't know, the lighting's nighttime lighting, so I don't know. I know, it's very washed out.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But something that I did though, I haven't made a lot of these designs in a while, except for like the one ice cream social one that was just last year. But a lot of these, it's been a couple of years or more. And you know, like Allie probably knows about, like, but like you just get better and better with every collection, every year that you're doing your craft, knitting, crocheting, whatever, like, right, you just get better and better. And so like looking back at some of these designs, like I'm very proud of, but working on them now, I'm like, well, I can do it better now. So I tweaked, like they're essentially the same design, but I did tweak a lot of the stuff just to kind of give it the, the now me oomph that you see in a lot of the stuff. And okay, so this is one of the ones from Into the Wild. Oh, I don't know the lighting.
Oh yeah.
This is Lone Wolf.
These are beautiful.
And I promise they look better in person, not in like whatever nighttime lighting this is.
It's gorgeous. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Really excited to have them. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time. We have only a few minutes left, but I've got a couple of questions. They're all fun ones. Okay. So the two-parter. Allie, which of your yarn bases or colors best encapsulates Reshma's personality? And then Reshma, same question. Which of your stitch marker collections have you made most remind you of Allie?
I haven't thought about this at all. So this is like fresh off my noggin. True answer. Okay. From our collections. I feel like this is a funny answer because I don't know if you knit with this color. So this is the problem. I'm picking a color that feels like your soul and not your favorite colors. Okay. I picked Jeweled Vixen for you. Like a million dark, moody, like vibrant colors all blended together. And I think it's just, one, represents her style because she's just so stylish, amazing, like bright colors. Every time she posts about her outfits, I'm like, get out of here with your style.
Oh yeah, your style is incredible. It's like, it's gold. Yeah.
But we're going beneath the surface. You're strong and you have so many layers to you, and you're such a force. I'm gonna get emotional. This is so really like, you're such a force, and you're someone I want to be around, and you just are just so unique, and you're not like all the other colors, which I feel like we have some that are similar. Jewel Vixen is unlike the rest. Yeah, that's my answer for you.
Oh, I love that. I think that's the design that like destroyed me.
Let me guess, that's probably the one that was the worst. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that one was fun. Oh, okay, my turn. Stitch marker or collection? Oh my gosh. I mean, the obvious collection, which like I don't know. I think people kind of forget about it because you've done so many of these, but like obviously like the national parks that we did together, like national parks is just you. But I think I just have to go back to like our whole Italy collection, just like what kicked everything off. Like I like saw your passion. Like that was just like Allie putting like her like passion for travel and exploring and like her colors. And I know there was like one colorway in that collection that like just like destroyed you too. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna do this. And like that whole collection, I just got to see like just how amazing you are and like your vision and how hard you work and how much effort and love that you put into every single colorway. And that's just Allie with everything. Like she will work on it and make sure that it is right, and if she doesn't feel like it's right, then she's gonna kick herself and kick herself and kick herself. Even if like we're all like, no, Allie, this is great. This really does look amazing. And it's like, no, I don't feel like it is. And then she'll be up like, and until whatever hour trying to make it work. And I just seeing that side of you during the Italy collection, I'm like, wow, like Allie's just amazing. And it's just incredible. Just incredible.
Oh, This is a targeted question. I shouldn't have done this.
I should have warned you guys to like bring tissues and
Tissues,
Yeah.
like
well we have to wrap it up really, really soon. This is such a really positive note to end it on. We like to end our Meet the Maker interviews usually with what we call a rapid fire session, which is basically a this or that. And so we'll just do it super quick in 1 minute before we get cut off on Zoom. So are you guys ready? I'll just say this or that, and you'll just say your answers, and we'll go through, and that will wrap it up. Okay, first of all, some easy ones. Knit or crochet?
knit.
Starting a project or finishing a project?
Starting.
Starting.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Fix the mistake or live with the mistake?
Live with the mistake.
It depends how bad it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Usually live.
Live, yeah.
Well done. Solid color or variegated color?
Solid.
Yeah, I'm in the solid era. Yeah.
Solid era. Lace or cables?
Lace.
Yeah, lace.
Allie, that's a different answer from 2 years ago for you.
Oh my gosh.
You've evolved.
I started knitting a lace tank. That's why. That's
All
so
right,
funny.
just a couple more. Socks or sweaters?
Sweaters.
Netflix or audiobooks while crafting?
Netflix.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Sorry.
The one that's different.
All right, there you have it. Something in
Perfect.
common, just enough difference. Thank you so much, Allie and Reshma, for talking with us. I'm so excited to get my hands on your yarn and your stitch markers, and we will see you guys on Instagram.
Sounds good.
Have a
Thank you
wonderful
for
evening.
Thank
having
you.
us.
It was
Thank
fun.
you.